Hi, class. In The Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship by George Marsden, he lays out his central argument that secularists object to Christians in the academy because Christians claim that they have access to special knowledge or revelation that others do not possess, and faith is not compatible with science. Marsden contends that Christian faith and beliefs function as background beliefs and not to be mistaken for evidence for one's views. The outrageous idea of Christian scholarship, I thought, was clearly and concisely written. It was thoughtful, it was provocative, and it spoke to the relationship of religious faith and intellectual scholarship. And it drew its share of the critics. Marsden felt compelled to answer some of his critics in a journal article. In the article response to reviews of the outrageous idea of Christian scholarship, Marsden acknowledges that many of his reviewers agreed with his stance. However, there were dissenters who he felt like misrepresented his intent. A serious critique came from Dr. Jerome R. Porath, who teases out a Marsden seemingly contradiction for his critical analysis of the mainstream academy for establishing the need for scientific evidence for discourse, even though there is no scientific evidence on the natural scientific method that provides the highest source of truth. Professor Dr. Porath says that the contradiction occurs when Marsden asserts that all discourse must be empirically verified. Dr. Porath says, "It is simply not fair to claim the truth of something on personal evidence." My goodness, he says, if no one else could verify it is truth, then how could it be true? Marsden's apparent way out is the distinction between the public and private discourse. In at least a public forum, we hold science and the empirical evidence as ultimate arbitrators of reality. Now, Marsden also presents a logical counter-argument when he says the moral principles that all people ought to be treated equally before the law is a premise of much contemporary thought, but cannot be proven on scientific grounds. So the point of his argument was regarding public higher education, even though everyone is dependent on the first principle, that cannot be definitively established on scientific grounds. Marsden says we have to argue for our views on grounds that a diverse audience can share. I thought Marsden also found an ally in Diane Stantano of Ursuline College, who teases out at least two valid points. First is how Marsden sets forth standards for academic pursuits, including efforts to be more objective and unbiased while acknowledging that each person brings a unique perspective shaped by historical, cultural, educational, and religious influences. The impossibility of complete analytical and interpretive objectivity provides a basis, according to Marsden, for including a variety of perspectives in scholarly work. Secondly, Marsden establishes the need for approaches other than scientific, objective model of inquiry, which has heretofore dominated our intellectual tradition. And implicit in Marsden's work is his position that there are multiple ways to learn. My three sources were Marsden's review, response to the outrageous idea of Christian scholarship in the Journal of Catholic Education, George Marsden, the outrageous idea of Christian scholarship in the Christian Education Journal Inquiry, and J.R. Porath, the outrageous idea of Christian scholarship by George Marsden, a Catholic Education Journal of Inquiry and Practice. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope we can talk soon. Thank you.